the Israelite is expressing what their ancestors go through.
Okay, what is an Israelite?
Okay.
Who's an Israelite? How do you know?
Okay, listen, okay, listen to this.
But how do you know you're Israelite?
It's the creator said, because children of Israel sin against him, he was going to scatter them to the four corners of the earth. In the land of the Gentiles, and they're going to serve them. Who was scattered to the four corners of the earth? Who was scattered to the four corners of the earth and serving people?
Everybody.
How do you know you're Israelite?
No, what's scattered as slavery. It's slavery. Who would do that?
Everybody, Rome slave, everybody.
How do you know you're Israelite?
If you're not an Israelite, you're a Gentile. Simple. The Creator make it that way. You understand? The Israelites are different from other people.
We're human, finish.
Listen, uncle, how do you know you're
only human race? There's no mix to this.
Everybody can
Me
Adam.
and you, we're coming from Adam.
Everybody can Adam.
So what's your problem now?
Everybody can Adam.
We all say.
Listen to me.
Don't worry about that. We all say.
There is only one human race. There is no other race.
But listen
only
to
human
me.
race.
The Creator himself separate a people from himself. That problem. He separate a people from himself. Why? Because these people was
Is he racist?
Was the Creator? Of course he's racist. He's
racist?
Of course.
Yes. The white people are Shemites. We Israelites, we are Shemites. My point is this: if you all come from Shem and you come through the man Eba, you speak Hebrew.
And then they're chosen, yeah?
Wait, this is a chosen line, but God always have one picked out. For example, David. David had how many brothers?
I don't know how many.
He had seven brothers.
Okay,
right? And God only chose David, so Christ can come from David.
So David, let me ask you this: most of these things you're basing it on the Bible, yes, on mainly the Old Testament. Let me ask you this: how can you tell us for a fact that what you're reading in your Bible is exactly what David preached? Sorry, Moses preached.
Okay, you see, this is where faithlessness comes in.
Also, it's based on faith,
Let
without any evidence.
This is Rap the News. I'm gonna tell you what got my goat. Like, those debates don't really bother me too much, but what got my goat is that they keep saying that we're African. We're not the Hebrew Israelites, and that, you know, all humans are the same and come from Adam.
Human, finish.
So listen, uncle, how do you know you're
only human race? There's no mix to this.
And I'm gonna prove by the Quran that all humans are not the same, and we all don't come from Adam. The majority of the people on earth come from Satan. They are deceived, and the whole world is deceived by the devil. You are his children. Okay? And then why are we using the Quran? Because the reason why the Christians and the Jews are getting confounded is because they don't know the Quran. They don't know the Hadith. Right? And since they don't know, it's like you don't know the language. And then you're trying to explain something in somebody else's language and you can't. In order to do a proper debate, you would have to know all of the books. Those same people that's loud talking on the videos and stuff, they wouldn't do that to me. They would start off like that, but they end up quiet and listening, and they wouldn't have nothing to say after I'm done. So let's get into it. So, in order to properly debate people, you have to do it in their own language. You have to do it in what they say they believe in. So we're going to go with the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah, right? Because that's what Muslims say they believe in. Say, O people of the book, which are what? Black Hebrew Israelites. We're going to prove everything today by the word. You have no ground to stand upon unless you stand fast by the law. What is the law? The Torah. Did it mention the Quran first? No. It mentioned the Torah first because it came first, right? And then the gospel. And then all of the revelation that has come to you from your Lord. Right? It is the revelation that comes to you from your Lord that increased the most of them, their obstinate rebellion and blasphemy. But sorrow not over these people without faith. And I put the chapters down there so they can go look it up, as I do with the Bible and the Torah. And then you shall certainly know the truth of it all after a while. Now we're going to get into some definitions. And they're going to find out the definitions are true as well, because you start out and they smirking and laughing to themselves. They think you finna make a fool out of yourself and you don't know. They're going to find out they're the ones that don't know. Definitions. Definition of people of the book. Black, Hebrew, Israelites. Definition of the nations. All Gentiles. One of the 4 types of jinn. Again, one of the 4 types of jinn. So the Bible tells us there are 4 types of jinn. Gentiles, devils. If you don't know what jinn mean, devils. Definition of the children of Israel. Again, black, Hebrew, Israelites. No book was ever given to Gentiles. And the Gentiles are not the children of Israel. Because the children of Israel fled to Africa in the old scriptures and blended in. I'm pretty sure if they was white, they wouldn't write anything like that. Definition of the tribes of Satan. All Gentiles. No exclusion. Bangladesh, India, freaking Pakistan, Kazakhstan, whatever, all of them places, man. They know the places. Russia, China, all the Asian and European nations, you're all Gentiles. It's only one group of Israelites, and those are the Hebrews, black Hebrews. And we're going to prove all things. Definition of imam. Only an Israelite priest can be an imam, according to the Quran. Right? Let's get into that. And remember that Abraham was tried by his Lord with certain commands, which he fulfilled. He said, I will make thee an imam to the nations. What's the nations? The Gentile nations. I'm going to make you a priest to these Gentile nations. Right? A light to the Gentiles. He pleaded, Abraham, and also imams, priests for my offsprings. God answered, but my promise is not within the reach of evildoers. Gentiles were created evil. Proving it by the books. All of them. The creation of the jinn, aka 4 types. One is Gentile. You should have known by the name. Gentile with flesh. Look like a man, but is not. Behold, the Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on this earth. The angel said, will you place there one who will make mischief therein and shed blood, while we do celebrate thy praises and glorify thy holy name? He said, I know what you know not. Right? And so watch this. We're going to keep going with the creation of the jinn to let you know that the jinn is Gentiles. Job 26:13, because it told us to do what? Stand fast by the law. You have no ground to stand upon unless you stand fast by the law and the gospel and all the revelation, right? So we going by the rules of engagement, right? Let's go. By his spirit he has garnished the heavens. His hands have formed the crooked serpent. So we know it's 3 intelligent beings. Angels, jinn, and men. Right? It ain't no crooked serpents that's talking and everything else. That's just a description, like if he said the Gentiles are dogs. You know, the worst the beast. When he say the worst the beast in the Quran, it's talking about Gentiles. Would you guide those whom God has thrown out of the way? Who did God throw out the way? Gentiles. Okay, since they don't know the scriptures, Gentiles had the same respite as Satan until the day the dead are raised. That's written in the Quran and the Bible. See, they don't know. They think it's talking about Satan, and Satan is evil, and the evil ones are these unseen things. The jinn is the unseen. That's what they taught by these stupid Arabs. Would you guide those whom God has thrown out of the way? But those whom God has thrown out of the way, never shalt thou find a way. So let me school the Muslims on something because they don't know. Well, I would say the majority of them don't know. If you don't have the Spirit of God breathed into you, you're not mankind. The jinn don't have the Spirit of God breathed into them. So it's two walking around in the flesh. One is Gentile with flesh, and then the other one's the sons of Adam. The sons of Adam had a spirit. So God says in the Quran that if he found any good in them, he would make them listen. So you ain't going to be thrown out of the way. So the only people that got good in them is the people that have the Spirit breathed into them. When he created jinn, he didn't breathe the Spirit into the jinn. Y'all the jinn. Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. Whoever got thrown out of the way, there's nobody to guide them. See, we're going to break it down so y'all can get to understand. You're going to take me serious. The creation of men. Behold, the Lord said to the angel, I am about to create men from black clay, from mud molded into shape. And I said the last time in the video that they took the word black out. The Gentiles who translated the Quran. Why? Because they ain't. That's why. And they know that men were created black. We have indeed created men in the best of molds. Uh-oh, we got a problem here. How can you be created in the best of molds and you crooked? How can you be created in the best of molds and you shedding blood? You're a mischief maker. We're going to keep going with that. So we know that it's two races here. Lo, I have turned my face towards him who created the heavens and the earth as one by nature upright. And I am not of the idolaters, the Gentiles. The Gentiles, says the Torah, worship idols. Like a lot of the Gentile worship Muhammad. They don't know they worship Muhammad, but they are. Right? When you take, they were told, make no distinctions between the prophets, right? But when they take in their Shahada, they only mention Muhammad. Right? A lot of their prayer is Muhammad. Everything is about Muhammad. A lot of their nasheed, their music, is Muhammad. And they make distinctions. Right? They was told not to be divided amongst themselves, and every last one of them is divided. They was told not to break into sects, and every last one of them is Sufi, Hafiz, Shiite, and this type of, and that type of Muslim. They all confused, man. None of them know what the hell they doing, or not too many. Ecclesiastes 7:29. Truly this only have I found, that God made man upright. What is upright? That means straight, righteous, and moral. Then we're talking about two humans then, because one is black, that's straight, upright, and moral, and the other one was thrown out of the way. Right? The other one couldn't be made straight. The other one is a mischief maker. So whenever God say be and it is, if he say you are a mischief maker, you are a mischief maker, and you cannot be made straight because he made you crooked. Oh, dang, he know what he talking about, huh? You listening now? Again, so how can man be upright and a mischief maker at the same time? He cannot. God was talking about the two kinds of men. Let's get into it some more, man. The two races. And the jinn race, which is a race of men, one of them, right? It's three races. I mean four. We had created before from fire of a scorching wind. No spirit breathed into him, and neither was he blessed. When the spirit was breathed into mankind, he was blessed. And what did God say? You're blessed, go out and be fruitful and multiply. And then what did the prophet say in the Quran? He said, blessed was the day I was born, the day I died, and the day that you raised me up again from the dead. Each prophet says that. No Gentile can be a prophet or an imam. They don't even know that. And a sign for them is that we bore their race, and it's talking about mankind, through the flood in the loaded ark, because all of the Gentiles were destroyed. if they don't know. The Nephilim. The Nephilim ain't nothing but a jinn mixed with a man. Mankind was one single nation, says God. And God sent messengers with glad tidings and warning. With them he sent the book in truth. No book was sent to Gentiles. Name me a Gentile nation that a holy book went to. All of it went to Israel. One book went to what? Arabia? Yeah. To judge between people in the matters where they differed. But the people of the book, who was that again? The black Hebrew Israelites, after the clear signs came to them, did not differ among themselves except through selfish contumacy. God by his grace guided the believers to the truth. God by his grace guided the believers to the truth concerning that where they differed. We're arguing because one is jinn and the other is men. And then that's a whole different lecture. For God guided whom he will to a path that is straight. They still not convinced, but I'm finna convince their asses. And there go your chapter right there. So it says again, mankind was but one nation, but differed. Had it not been for a word that went before from the Lord, their differences. See, in the video he said, we're all the same. We're not all the same. Black people was totally different from every nation. And I'm talking about different from Africans as well. We are not Africans. From the Lord, their differences would have been settled between them. Okay, what is the word that went forth? None of these fools know. Is that respite that was given to Satan and the Gentile nations. Right? That they have respite to do whatever they wanted to do. That's why they mischief makers. What a mischief maker mean? Khalifa, right? An evil Khalifa running the world, an evil ruler, president. We ain't the presidents. Watch this. We gonna Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High God divided to the nations their inheritance when he separated the sons of Adam. If they were the sons of Adam, we'd all be together. So the nations are what? Gentiles. And they were what? Separated from the sons of Adam. We holding fast by all the books, right? Let's keep on holding fast then. And they can't prove that that's wrong, because it ain't wrong, because I'm going to prove them wrong in a minute. Place blacks above the Gentiles nations. God placed blacks above the Gentile nations. I say that again. God, we ain't all the same. God placed blacks above the Gentile nations. Let's prove it by the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible, huh? We have honored the sons of Adam, the ones that he separated from the nations, the Gentiles. Every time you hear the nations, it means Gentiles. The reason why they put nations, because they don't want you to know it's talking about Gentiles. When you put nations, it seems like it's talking about us all. They slick. Word wizardry. We have honored the sons of Adam, provided them with transport on the land and sea, given them for substance things good and pure, and conferred on them special favors above a great part of our creation. Above a great part. The jinn, right, is one of the parts that they above. The Gentiles. We did deliver aforetime the children of Israel from humiliating punishment inflicted by Pharaoh, for he was arrogant. Pharaoh was a Gentile, even among inordinate transgressors. And we chose them aforetime above the nations knowingly. Again, we chose the children of Israel above the nations knowingly. So the children of Israel inherited everything that when Pharaoh and them got destroyed, they inherited all their wealth. Both were black. And you go to Egypt today, and the Egyptians look Arab, huh? And just like if you take the Mexicans and you put them in Egypt, they'll look like Egyptians. And you take the Mexicans and you put them in Saudi Arabia and put them on all that Saudi Arabia dress code, they be looking like Arabs too. You wouldn't even know the difference. All they are mixed breed people. You know, that's all they are. Let's keep going. Our bloodlines is chosen above the nations. So what? Let's find out. Behold, the angel said, O Mary, God has chosen thee and purified thee, chosen thee above the women of all the nations, above the Gentile nations. Why? Because she directly related to what? Abraham, who is directly related to what? Adam. And the Gentiles are not related to Adam. We're going to prove that. And Ishmael and Elisha and Jonas and Lot, and to all we gave favor above the nations. All of the Hebrew Israelites got favor above the nations. What about Ishmael? Wasn't his father Abraham? Wasn't Abraham Hebrew? Yes. And since the camps, the Jews and the Christians don't want to admit that, they get in trouble every time they get called on that in the Bible and the Torah, and then they confound it. Why don't you just admit the truth? The Arab is related to the black man. That is the truth. And if when Arabs take their DNA test, they're going to have sub-Saharan African in their ass. If they don't, they're not Arab. We did aforetime grant to the children of Israel the book of power, of command, and prophethood. So we the imams, we the prophets, we are the priests. We gave them for substance things good and pure, and we favored them above the Gentiles. We all the same. No, we ain't all the same. Your book is telling you that you below us. We favored and you not. That's what the book is telling you. Not that God don't punish us for our sins, because we was in captivity for 430 years in Egypt, and now we're in captivity again for 400 years, and that's written. That's how you know the descendants of Abraham. He said your descendants will be in captivity in nations that is not theirs for 400 years. Abraham is from Israel, and we are his descendants, because no other people have been in captivity for 400 years. You may confound the people that don't know, but you ain't going to confound me, because I know the books. And I say with an S at the end. More than the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah. And behold, we said to the angels, bow down. See, Gentile definition, gen covered with flesh. We said to the angels, bow down to Adam, and they bowed down. Not so Iblis. He wasn't an angel. He was a jinn. But listen to it carefully. He refused and was haughty. And so are these Gentiles today. They think they're above the black man. Didn't God say all through this that we favored them above, and that we unknowingly we placed the children of Israel above them in the nations? Why are they trying to act like they higher than us? Get down low to your place, man. And I do mean that. I'm just on all these arrogant people. He was of those who reject faith. And then I highlighted that, underlined it. He was of those who reject faith. Now, it was Adam and Eve. There was Iblis, right, who was one of the jinn. He was the only jinn able to make it up into the heaven. If people don't understand that. Satan was the only jinn that could make it up to heaven. He was the only devil, you know. And then, at the creation of man, he took a fall. Because he was jealous and envious of man, and they still jealous and envious of black man today. They still don't think I know what I'm talking about. Well, watch. Many are the jinn and men we have made for hell. Now I'm finna get into them, huh? These jinn have hearts where they understand not. They got eyes wherewith they see not. Sound like a human, huh? They got ears where they hear not. They are like cattle, but more misguided, for they are heedless of warning. And so, who warning the jinn? The prophets are. And what are the jinn? The Gentiles. They got eyes, they got hearts, they got ears, and they got understanding, but they misguided. Right? Like all the people listening to me right now who don't know. Now, let's get into it that the Gentiles are the progeny of Satan. Lead to destruction those whom you can among them with your seductive voice, Satan. And he's talking about Satan. So Satan is seducing people with his seductive voice because he talks to your heart. Make assaults on them with thy cavalry and thy infantry. And guess what? We don't have a cavalry and infantry as black Hebrew Israelites spread out all over the nations. Mutually share with them wealth and children. Wait. Satan mutually share with them wealth and children. They got ears and eyes, right? And understanding. And they having children that you can share with them, right? Gentile. Mutually share with them wealth and children and make promises to them, but Satan promised them nothing but deceit. The Gen race refused to bow to the black man, so God will force them in the end. Not so Iblis, who is what? A Gentile, if you didn't know. He is one of the gens, but he's a Gentile. He refused to be among those who prostrate themselves. So the Gentiles got respite to the day the dead are raised. Iblis, Satan, got respite to the day the dead are raised. If you didn't know, and anybody who want to debate me, I'll prove that by the scriptures. I'll prove everything without a shadow of a doubt. Ain't no doubt when I get done. So the Gentiles refused to bow to mankind, and then ask the white man or a damn Pakistani or some other nation to bow down to the black man. You'll find some difficulty in that, huh? Isaiah 6:14. The sons are also them that afflicted thee. So who's afflicted? Us. Shall come bending unto thee. All of them that despise the black man shall bow themselves down at the soles of our feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Not of Mecca, Israel. Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. Those white people over there pretending to be Jews, which say they are the Jews, but they are not. But they are liars, says God. Behold, I'm going to make them come and worship before your feet, to know, black man, that I have loved you. They can't deny it. Genesis 27:29. So let the people, and that's the nations, serve thee, and the Gentiles bow down to you. Let the Gentiles do what? Bow down, because he created us what? Above you, so you are down. Knowingly, you know you a Gentile, and you know the deal. God excluding Gentiles and only speaking to mankind. Oh, you children of Adam, y'all not children of Adam. Let not Satan seduce you in the same manner he got your parents out of the garden, stripping them of their raiment, right, to expose their shame. For him and his tribe watch you with their satellites, their cameras. We don't own them, they do, from a position where you cannot see them. So the description of the devil and what's happening on this earth, and those with the militaries and infantries and everybody else, is the Gentiles worldwide. It ain't us. We ain't got no military. We ain't got no damn country as it stands right now, because it's destroyed by the Gentiles. If you look at Talarat, that is our true place, and that's Israel. The place over there where them fake Jews are is Mount Moriah. That's not Israel. They border in Palestine. That's where they at, on Mount Moriah. They watch us from a position where we cannot see them. We made the evil ones friends only to those without faith. O children of Adam, whenever there comes to you messengers from among you, the messengers come from what? Black people. Rehearsing my signs unto you. Those who are righteous mend their lives. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. None of these verses is talking about the Gentiles, and only addressing the sons of Adam. You know, schooled, huh? No Gentiles ever received divine revelation. To those to whom we have given the book, yeah, it's a particular people that was given the book, know this as they know their own sons. Those who have lost their own souls refuse, therefore, to believe them. The people of the book know this as they know their own sons, but some of them conceal the truth which they themselves know, and that's why they get into trouble with these in these debates. The Torah is our inheritance given to us by God. Did he give the Arabs a Torah as an inheritance? Did he give the Gentiles a Torah as an inheritance? So there's only one group of people left. The black Hebrew Israelites. We did aforetime give Moses the book of guidance, and we gave the book inheritance to the children of Israel. Genesis 5:1. Going by, standing by all the grounds of the Torah, the gospel, right? And all the scriptures. This is the book of the generations of Adam. It ain't the book of the Gentiles. in the day that God created mankind, not genkind. The Gentiles are the devil and was to be destroyed in the end. Then they will be thrown headfirst into the fire. Who? The beast. That's what the Gentiles are called, the beast. Type in the worst of beasts in the Quran. Search. And then you'll find yourselves. They and those straying in evil, and the whole host of Iblis together. All of the Gentiles, the whole host of Iblis, right? Him and his friends. Revelations 20:10. And the devil, which is Iblis, that deceived them, was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast, it ain't just one, it's all of them. They make it sound like it's one. Where the beast, all of them, and the false prophet are, and they will be tormented day and night forever. So you learn what? You learn that Satan has children that have hearts, eyes, and ears, and they misguided. They are heedless of warning. What can you tell a European? Nothing. Not too many of them, huh? What can you tell a damn Arab? Nothing. What can you tell somebody from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan? Nothing. Russia? Nothing. So they mutually sharing wealth and children. Just you think it, huh? Just you think it. So again, there are two races. One is jinn, one is men. The Gentile are jinn covered with flesh, wolves in sheep's clothing, proven to you by the Quran. This is Rap the News.